Have you ever wondered why people just can't stop looking at you, even when you're not trying to get attention? What if I told you that there are 7 weird reasons for this, and they have everything to do with your energy? In this video, we'll reveal the unexpected reasons why people can't take their eyes off you. Let's explore what's behind this irresistible magnetism and how it impacts your relationships without you even realizing it. Welcome to the Eye of the Soul channel. Spiritual vibration is a phenomenon that transcends simple physical appearance or behavior. When you are in a process of self-discovery and alignment with your deepest purpose, your energy becomes stronger and clearer. This energy, also called aura, is noticeable by those around you, even if unconsciously. People may be attracted to you without knowing exactly why. They can feel a calming, inspiring presence, and it makes them want to be close to you. Being in a state of high spiritual vibration means that you are in tune with something greater, such as your intentions, your values, and your purest essence. This attunement brings a sense of balance, and this is what others notice and find difficult to ignore. This is not a display of power or control, but rather an internal calm that resonates externally. Those who are looking for comfort or inspiration may be attracted to this positive energy. As you continue this journey of spiritual growth, you may notice that people's eyes may be one of admiration, fascination, or even curiosity. Some may be motivated to seek out what you seem to have found. On the other hand, there are also those who, because they are out of balance, may react with discomfort. A high spiritual vibration tends to highlight the difference between those who are seeking evolution and those who are in stagnation. The interesting thing is that this attraction is not controlled. You don't need to try hard to appear spiritual or energetic. It is natural and flows from the inside out. This is reflected in your attitudes, in the way you communicate and interact with the world. In many cases, those who pick up on this spiritual vibration end up reaching out to better understand their journey, feeling inspired to embark on their own searches for meaning. Understanding that this spiritual vibe is not something you intentionally cultivate to attract attention can help you feel more comfortable about the looks you receive. Instead of feeling uncomfortable or uncomfortable, accept that your energy is resonating with the environment around you. The people around you, consciously or unconsciously, are reacting to the light you emit. There is a radiation of internal forces in us called personal magnetism, which can be a powerful reason why people can't take their eyes off you. Personal magnetism is something that goes beyond physical appearance and enters the field of energy that you emanate. It can be described as a combination of confidence, authenticity, and presence. When you have a strong personal magnetism, people feel your presence even before you speak. They notice something special about you that makes them want to pay attention, whether it's to better understand what makes you so unique, or just to connect with that energy. This magnetism can be both positive and negative, depending on how you are feeling and behaving. When you are in a positive state, radiating confidence and calm, you attract people who feel comfortable and inspired around you. They come closer to share this energy, wanting to be in a space where they feel good. On the other hand, when your energy is charged with negative emotions such as anxiety or frustration, you still attract attention, but in a way that can cause discomfort in those around you. The way you interact with the world also reflects this magnetism. People who are self-assured, authentic, and demonstrate clarity in their actions and words inevitably stand out. Others may even try to imitate this behavior, but the true strength of personal magnetism comes from internal coherence, that is, the alignment between what you think, feel, and do. This harmony is noticeable and creates a natural attraction. Personal magnetism can also be seen as a form of charisma. It doesn't depend on social skills or how outgoing you are, but rather on the ability to be present and authentic in the moment. Often, you don't need to try hard to get noticed. Your mere presence creates an impact. This can manifest itself in social situations, the workplace, or even in casual moments, where people around you simply seem to gravitate towards you. However, it is important to realize that personal magnetism should not be confused with the need for approval from others. It comes naturally when you are self-centered, aware of who you are, and not concerned with the opinions of others. The more you connect with yourself, the stronger this magnetism becomes, attracting the right people into your life and pushing away those who are not in tune with your energy. Another interesting point is that your appearance can be one of the factors that make people unable to look away. Having a unique appearance means that you stand out in some way from the crowd. This could be a result of your style choices, such as clothes that express your personality, accessories that carry special meaning, or even the way you present yourself with confidence. When people see someone who stands out visually, it sparks curiosity and admiration. However, it's not just what you wear that makes up this uniqueness. Body posture, the way you walk, gesture, and even the way you smile or maintain eye contact are part of this construction. People who have a strong presence end up attracting attention, even when they aren't trying. It's as if you transmit a silent message through your body and your way of being. This nonverbal communication is often what attracts attention almost automatically. A unique appearance is also related to authenticity. When you don't follow conventional standards of beauty or fashion, but choose to express your individuality genuinely, it resonates with those around you. Many looks may be of curiosity because you represent something different, something out of the ordinary. Others may look on in awe, seeing in you the courage to be different in a world that often values conformity. Interestingly, a unique appearance can evoke varied reactions. Some people may feel inspired by seeing someone who isn't afraid to be different. They see in you an example of self-confidence and freedom of expression. On the other hand, those who are not yet comfortable with their own uniqueness may project feelings of judgment or discomfort. They may look with more critical eyes, not because of something you did, but because of the way your originality challenges them. Individuality and appearance also reflects how you see yourself internally. When someone is at peace with themselves and chooses to express this outwardly, there is a coherence that is easily noticeable. This makes your presence magnetic because you are being true to who you are, without worrying about pleasing or following expectations. People tend to notice this harmony between your inner self and the way you present yourself, which keeps them watching with interest. Your gaze can also be a powerful form of communication, and in some cases, people use it to try to intimidate. When you find yourself in situations where other people's eyes seem to be more incisive, it may be an attempt to establish control or power. Often, this visual intimidation does not involve words, but carries a weight that can generate discomfort or even provoke an emotional reaction. Some people resort to this as a way to establish hierarchy or to demonstrate that they feel superior. This intimidation behavior through staring often reveals more about the person looking than it does about you. The need to try to intimidate or dominate others is often linked to internal insecurities or the desire to control the environment. When you realize that your presence or attitude does not meet the expectations that these people impose, they may try to diminish you with their gaze, as a way of reaffirming their own sense of power. This is especially common in competitive contexts, such as the workplace or social circles. Recognizing when you are being targeted for this type of behavior is important. Feeling intimidated can be a natural reaction, but it doesn't have to be a permanent response. Staying calm and confident can neutralize attempts to control. The stronger you stand in the face of intimidating looks, the less impact they will have on you. Visual intimidation loses its power when the target is not emotionally affected. Understanding that this form of bullying often comes from a position of emotional weakness can help shift your perspective. Instead of feeling vulnerable, you can recognize that you are dealing with someone who possibly feels the need to control others in order to feel in control of themselves. This does not mean that you should tolerate this type of behavior, but rather that you can react more consciously without letting other people's eyes control your emotions. In some situations, the intimidating look can also be a reflection of silent confrontation. The other person may be trying to challenge you or test your limits without directly engaging in a conversation. Understanding this dynamic is important to avoid falling into the power game. By maintaining your posture and focusing on your internal security, you demonstrate that you are not available for this type of manipulation. Jealousy is a complex emotion that can manifest itself in different ways, including through eyes. When you exhibit resilience and strength in the face of challenges, some people may react with jealousy because they don't understand how you can thrive even in adverse situations. The look of jealousy is often filled with contradictory emotions: admiration, frustration, and in some cases, envy. This can especially happen when your achievements or attitudes highlight aspects that these people feel they lack. This type of look is usually accompanied by a silent comparison. The person who feels jealous may perceive themselves as being in an inferior position, and this feeling makes them observe you with a mixture of curiosity and dissatisfaction. The success or composure you demonstrate may be seen as a threat to their self-esteem, and this sparks a desire to understand how you achieved something they haven't yet. Jealousy, in this case, is a reaction to one's own insecurity or fear of being left behind. It is important to realize that these glances are often unintentional. The person who feels jealous may not be aware of how their emotions are showing. However, the discomfort generated can be easily noticed by you. In social or professional situations, this type of feeling can create an invisible barrier where the jealous person withdraws or, in some cases, tries to belittle their achievements to feel better about themselves. The look of jealousy can also be an opportunity for reflection. If you notice that you are receiving this type of reaction, it could be a sign that your strength and perseverance are shining through. This does not mean that you should diminish your achievements to adapt to the environment, but rather that your journey of overcoming is having an impact. Knowing how to deal with these looks without letting yourself get shaken is essential to remain firm on your path. On the other hand, it is important not to feed these feelings of jealousy. If you notice someone looking at you this way, try to maintain an empathetic stance. Sometimes a word of encouragement or a gesture of humility can help diffuse the atmosphere of competition or comparison. Show that your achievements are the result of your effort and that the success of one does not impede the growth of the other. Body language is one of the main factors that make people take a closer look at who you are and how you behave. Far beyond words, your body communicates what you feel, think, and even how you position yourself in relation to certain situations. This includes the way you move, how you maintain eye contact, how you gesture, and even how you breathe at different times. People, often without realizing it, pick up on these signals and try to understand their emotions and intentions through their physical behavior. In social or professional environments, your body language can convey confidence, insecurity, joy, or tension. When you are confident, with an upright posture, confident movements, and a steady gaze, it makes others notice your presence and become curious to know more about you. This type of body language conveys a message of control and self-esteem, which naturally attracts the attention of others. They may be watching you to try to understand what makes you so confident or to model your behavior. On the other hand, when you feel anxious or uncomfortable, this can also be noticed through your body language, even if you don't say anything. Restless movements, scattered eyes, and a withdrawn posture are signs that something is not right. The people around you may observe you not out of curiosity or admiration, but because they are trying to decipher what is happening to you. In these situations, the gaze of others can amplify your own perception of discomfort, creating a cycle of self-criticism. Additionally, there are times when your body language may be sending mixed signals, which attracts even more attention. For example, you may be smiling, but your body shows tension. This makes people fixate on you, trying to understand the discrepancy between what you say and what your body communicates. These conflicts between verbal and non-verbal language awaken a natural curiosity in others, who are compelled to observe more closely to find an explanation. In some situations, you may be being watched because your body language is highlighted, especially at times when you are the center of attention, such as in meetings, presentations, or social events. At these times, people try to decipher your attitude to assess how they should interact with you. The way you position yourself and act can directly influence the way others behave around you, becoming a point of reference for the group. On the other hand, physical attraction is one of the most common reasons why people may not be able to look away. When someone finds you attractive, whether because of your physical characteristics, your style, or your charisma, it's natural for admiring glances to follow you. This attraction may not be limited to conventional beauty, but also includes small details, such as a genuine smile, the sparkle in your eyes, or even the unique way you move. People are naturally drawn to what they find beautiful or interesting, and this often provokes prolonged staring. This reaction is often instinctive. The perception of beauty and physical attraction is deeply rooted in human biology and is linked to factors that vary between culture, society, and individual preferences. Even if the person watching you doesn't intend to make you feel uncomfortable, their gaze may reflect an interest that, in many cases, is unconscious. Physical admiration can be seen in different contexts, from everyday situations, such as being on the street, to social environments where appearance is often more noticed. Physical attraction, however, is not just about the outside. There's something about the energy you exude and the confidence with which you present yourself that also contributes to this magnetism. A person who feels good about themselves, who takes care of their health, and who expresses a sense of self-confidence automatically becomes more attractive in the eyes of others. This inner confidence is reflected in posture, gestures, and even tone of voice, creating an image that goes beyond physical characteristics. Attractive glances can also arise from curiosity. In some cases, people may be intrigued by someone who has a unique combination of physical traits or a style that stands out. This interest may be accompanied by internal questions, such as, "Who is this person?" or "What makes it so interesting?" This type of attention is not necessarily invasive, but rather a way for the observer to try to better understand what attracts him to you. However, these looks are not always comfortable. Depending on the intensity or frequency with which you are observed, a feeling of discomfort or even exposure may arise. In these moments, it's important to remember that you have control over your own response. If looks of physical attraction become uncomfortable, remaining calm and focused on yourself can help minimize the impact. You don't need to live up to external expectations, and keeping control of your own energy and presence is what really matters. Oddly enough, sometimes people may also be staring at you simply because they are bored. In environments where there aren't many visual stimuli or activities going on, people's eyes tend to wander in search of something to focus on, and this can end up falling on you. This does not mean that you did something to attract attention, but rather that, at that moment, you became the focal point of the room by pure chance. Boredom, especially in social situations such as public transport, queues, or waiting rooms, can lead people to seek momentary distractions. When someone looks at you out of boredom, the gaze is usually more empty and does not carry the same emotions of curiosity, admiration, or interest that other types of gaze may have. People who stare because they're bored aren't necessarily sizing you up. They're just letting their gaze wander without a specific intention. In many cases, these glances may be harmless, but they can cause discomfort if you notice that you are being watched repeatedly. In these situations, it is important to recognize that the focus of attention is not really you, but rather the lack of something more interesting around you. One way to deal with this is to simply ignore the stares and remember that as soon as something else catches people's attention, the focus will shift. Boredom can also lead people to become more observant of their surroundings. When someone is not engaged in an activity, they begin to notice details that would normally go unnoticed, and this includes others around them. If you are prominent in the environment, even if unintentionally, you may become the target of these looks. This can happen to anyone and isn't necessarily related to anything you did or said. Furthermore, the look of boredom is not usually persistent. It can come and go as a person searches for something to occupy their mind. This observation may be brief, and often the person is not even fully aware that they are looking at you. Being authentic is yet another reason that attracts attention. And this happens because authenticity is something that naturally stands out in a world where many still try to conform to external expectations. When you live genuinely, being who you really are without worrying about pleasing or impressing, the people around you notice this. They notice that you are not following an established pattern and are often attracted to your sincerity. This authenticity can spark admiration, curiosity, and even a desire for connection, as it is rare to find someone who expresses their essence so clearly. The impact of authenticity goes beyond appearance or behavior. It is related to the coherence between what you think, feel, and do. People recognize this harmony when you act in accordance with your values, without pretense or masks. This creates a kind of natural trust, even between strangers, as they know they are dealing with someone real. It's as if your presence conveys a silent message of integrity, and this attracts the attention of those around you. However, being authentic doesn't always mean receiving only approving looks. Your truth can challenge those who have not yet found their authenticity. In some cases, people may view you with a mixture of admiration and discomfort, especially if they themselves feel pressured to conform to social standards or norms. Seeing someone be so true to themselves can awaken internal reflection about their own choices and paths, which is not always easy to deal with. On the other hand, authenticity also creates a very powerful type of connection. People who identify with your truth, or who are looking for a more genuine way to live, are often drawn to you. They see your authenticity as an example and inspiration so that they too can be true to themselves. These looks, then, are of recognition and respect, a way of validating that being authentic is possible and, even more, necessary. By living authentically, you may also find that the need to please or seek external approval dissolves. The focus becomes living in accordance with what is true for you, which automatically reduces concern about the looks of others. Knowing that your authenticity is a strength, not a weakness, helps you continue on the path of self-expression, regardless of external reactions. Amid the looks that may arise, whether out of curiosity, admiration, or discomfort, the most important thing is to stay focused on your own path. Life is full of distractions, and one of them may be worrying about what others are thinking or how they observe you. However, to advance on your personal journey, it is essential to learn not to be influenced by these external perceptions. This involves an ongoing practice of self-confidence and clarity about your own goals and values. When you are centered on yourself, the looks of others lose the power to influence your behavior or emotions. They become background noise that doesn't affect your trajectory. The key is to understand that, regardless of how others see you, what really matters is how you see yourself and how you relate to your own truth. This internal security is what sustains your progress and keeps you on the path, even in the face of criticism, judgment, or inquisitive looks. Keeping your attention on your own path also means being in tune with what motivates you. This may involve cultivating your interests, pursuing your dreams, or simply following what makes sense to you. When you are aligned with your purpose, external opinions become less relevant. Comparison with others or seeking approval is no longer a concern. Instead, you begin to be guided by your own internal rhythm, which gives you a feeling of freedom and completeness. It's important to remember that, in many cases, the looks you notice may not even be focused on judgment. People are often caught up in their own worlds and project their own insecurities onto others. Knowing this helps reduce the anxiety or discomfort that may arise when you feel like you are being watched. Instead of trying to understand or control how others see you, you can redirect your energy to what really matters: your own growth. As you continue on your path, it's natural for some people to notice and even try to divert your attention. But this is when the practice of focusing on yourself becomes most valuable. Remember that no one else can walk your journey for you. Your story is unique, and only you know the challenges you faced and the victories you achieved. By staying true to yourself, you not only strengthen your own journey, but you also inspire others to do the same. Throughout this journey, the biggest lesson is that the world will always have something to say, but your mission is to stand firm in what you believe. Looks may come and go, but what really stays is your commitment to your own path. By cultivating this perspective, you free yourself from the need for external approval and find true peace and satisfaction in living a life aligned with who you truly are.